Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something very powerful. Many people follow the crowd. They copy others. They change themselves just to fit in. But listen carefully. The crowd is not always right. Sometimes people laugh at your dreams. Sometimes they tell you to stop trying. Sometimes they want you to become like everyone else. But successful people are different. They stand with their values. They stay honest. They stay strong. They stay true to themselves even when nobody supports them. In this video, you will learn powerful lessons that can change your mindset and your life. These lessons will help you become mentally strong, confident, and respected. And remember, if you always follow the crowd, you may never discover who you truly are. So take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Know who you really are. Many people spend their whole life trying to become someone else. They copy the way others speak. They copy the way others dress. They copy opinions, habits, lifestyles, and dreams. Slowly, they forget who they really are. This is one of the biggest problems in today's world. People are so busy following the crowd that they never stop and ask themselves, who am I really? What kind of life do I truly want? What do I believe in? What matters to me the most? And because they never ask these questions, they live confused lives. One day they want one thing. The next day they want something else. Why? Because their mind is controlled by other people's opinions. But listen carefully. If you do not decide your own values, the world will decide them for you. That is why knowing yourself is extremely important. Your values are the foundation of your life. Just like a building needs a strong foundation to survive storms, you also need strong values to survive difficult times. Without values, people become weak inside. When others pressure them, they change. When society judges them, they break. When trends change, they become lost. But people who truly know themselves become mentally strong, because they are guided by principles, not pressure. Imagine two people walking on a road. The first person follows every crowd he sees. If people go left, he goes left. If people go right, he goes right. He never thinks for himself. The second person knows exactly where he wants to go. People may laugh at him. People may disagree with him. But he keeps walking toward his destination. Who do you think will reach success faster? Of course, the second person. Because clarity is power. When you know yourself, your decisions become stronger. You stop wasting time trying to impress everyone. You stop changing your personality just to fit in. You stop pretending. And that is where real confidence begins. Real confidence does not come from expensive clothes. It does not come from social media likes. It does not come from attention. Real confidence comes from self-respect. It comes from knowing, this is who I am. These are my values. And I will not betray myself just to make others happy. That mindset changes everything. For example, imagine a young boy who wants to study and improve his life. But his friends laugh at education. They waste their time every day. They make fun of discipline. Now the boy has two choices. First choice, follow the crowd. Waste his future. Stay comfortable today, but regret tomorrow. Second choice, stay loyal to his values. Continue learning, continue growing, continue improving even if people laugh. The second choice is harder, but it creates a better future. This is what strong values do. They protect your future from temporary pressure. Sometimes the crowd will tell you, everybody is doing it. Why are you different? Relax. Stop trying so hard. But remember something important. Just because many people are doing something does not mean it is right. Many people waste their health. Many people waste their money. Many people waste years of their life. The crowd is not always wise. That is why you must think deeply before following others. Ask yourself, does this match my values? Will this decision help my future? Will I feel proud of this later? These questions can save your life from many mistakes. Another important thing is this. Do not confuse popularity with truth. Sometimes the right path is lonely. Sometimes honesty is unpopular. Sometimes discipline looks boring. Sometimes kindness feels weak in a rude world. But strong people continue anyway, because they care more about character than attention. You must understand this early in life. The world changes constantly. Trends change. People change. Opinions change. But values give stability to your life. They keep your mind calm during chaos. For example, if honesty is your value, you will stay honest even when lying becomes easier. If discipline is your value, you will continue working even when motivation disappears. If respect is your value, you will treat people well even when others become rude. That is true inner strength. And remember, knowing yourself takes time. Do not rush the process. Spend time alone sometimes. Think deeply about your life. Write down your goals. Write down your beliefs. Write down the kind of person you want to become. Because the clearer you become about yourself, the harder it becomes for the world to control you. Many people today are emotionally weak because they constantly seek approval. They want everyone to agree with them. They want everyone to like them. But that is impossible. No matter who you are, some people will criticize you. So stop trying to please everybody. Instead, focus on becoming someone you can respect. At the end of the day, you must live with yourself, not with the crowd. So stand proudly with your values, even if people do not understand you today. One day, your discipline, honesty, patience, and courage will become your greatest strength. And one day you will look back and feel proud because you did not lose yourself trying to fit into the crowd. Lesson 2. The crowd changes every day. One of the biggest mistakes people make in life is trusting the crowd more than themselves. They follow what everyone else is doing. They follow trends. They follow opinions. They follow noise. But the problem is, the crowd changes every day. Today, people may love something. Tomorrow, they may hate the same thing. Today, they may support you. Tomorrow, they may ignore you. If your happiness depends on people's opinions, your life will always feel unstable. You will never feel peace inside. This is why strong people do not build their life on popularity. They build their life on values. Look at social media today. Every week there is a new trend, a new style, a new opinion, a new way to act. Millions of people immediately start copying it. Why? Because many people are afraid to think for themselves. They fear being different. They fear rejection. So they follow the crowd to feel accepted. But this creates a dangerous life. Because when you constantly copy others, you slowly lose your own identity. You stop asking, what do I really believe? What do I truly want? What kind of person do I want to become? Instead, your life becomes controlled by outside noise. And outside noise never stays the same. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind changes direction every few seconds. That is exactly what happens when you follow the crowd. Your mind becomes confused. One person tells you one thing. Another person tells you something different. And because you have no strong values, you become emotionally weak and lost. This is why many people feel empty today. They spend their entire life trying to impress others. They want likes, attention, approval, validation. But no matter how much attention they get, they still feel insecure inside. Why? Because attention cannot replace self-respect. Only values can do that. Strong people understand something important. The crowd is temporary. Character is permanent. The crowd follows emotions. Values follow wisdom. The crowd reacts quickly. Wise people think carefully. For example, imagine a young girl who wants to improve her life. She wants to read books, learn skills, and become disciplined. But her friends only care about gossip, drama, and wasting time. Every day they laugh at her. They say, "You are boring. Why are you working so hard? Just enjoy life." Now she has two choices. She can follow the crowd and stay comfortable, or she can stay loyal to her values and continue growing. Most people choose comfort. That is why most people stay average. But people who become successful are different. They are willing to look different for a while. They understand that temporary loneliness is better than lifelong regret. Remember this carefully. The crowd often chooses what feels easy now. Strong people choose what creates a better future later. The crowd chooses distraction. Strong people choose growth. The crowd chooses comfort. Strong people choose discipline. The crowd avoids pain. Strong people accept pain if it helps them improve. This mindset changes everything. Another dangerous thing about following the crowd is comparison. When you constantly look at others, you start feeling unhappy with your own life. You see someone richer, someone more successful, someone more attractive, and suddenly you feel less. But comparison destroys peace, because there will always be someone ahead of you. Strong people focus on their own journey. They understand that life is not a competition with everyone else. Your real competition is the person you were yesterday. If you improve little by little every day, you are already winning. Do not let the crowd make you hate your own path. Some people become rich later, some become successful earlier, some grow slowly, some grow fast. Everyone's journey is different. A tree and a flower both grow beautifully, but not at the same speed. So stop rushing your life just because society pressures you. The crowd loves fast success. But real growth takes time. And remember something very powerful. The crowd usually notices people only after they succeed. At first, people laugh at dreamers. They criticize them. They doubt them. They call them crazy. But later, when those people succeed, the same crowd suddenly starts respecting them. This happens all the time. That is why you should never let temporary opinions stop your future. People's opinions are unstable. If you build your confidence on their opinions, your confidence will also become unstable. Instead, build your confidence on your values, on your discipline, your honesty, your hard work, your self-respect. These things cannot be destroyed easily. Another important thing is this. Not everyone in the crowd is happy. Many people smile outside but suffer inside. Many people follow trends because they feel empty. So do not assume the crowd always knows the right direction. Sometimes the crowd is simply lost together. That is why independent thinking is powerful. Sit quietly sometimes. Think deeply. Ask yourself, am I living according to my values? Or am I simply following others? That question can completely change your life. Because the moment you stop blindly following the crowd, you finally begin becoming yourself. And becoming yourself is one of the greatest victories in life. At the end of the day, the crowd will not live your life for you. You will live it. You will face the consequences of your choices. So choose wisely. Stand with truth even when lies become popular. Stand with discipline even when laziness becomes normal. Stand with peace even when the world becomes noisy. Because trends disappear. But strong values create a strong life forever. Lesson 3. Learn to say no. One small word can completely change your future. That word is no. Many people think saying no is rude. They think saying no will make others dislike them. So they keep saying yes. Yes to bad habits. Yes to toxic people. Yes to wasting time. Yes to things that hurt their future. And slowly, their life becomes heavy, stressful, and directionless. Why? Because they are trying too hard to please everyone. But listen carefully. Every time you say yes to the wrong things, you say no to your peace, your dreams, and your growth. This is why learning to say no is extremely important. Strong people understand something that weak people often forget. You cannot build a great life if you allow everything into your mind and life. Your time is limited. Your energy is limited. Your focus is limited. So you must protect them carefully. Imagine your life is like a garden. If you allow weeds to grow everywhere, the flowers will slowly die. The same thing happens in life. Bad habits, distractions, toxic people, and negative environments are like weeds. If you do not remove them, they slowly destroy your future. That is why saying no is not weakness. Sometimes saying no is wisdom. For example, imagine a young man who wants to improve his life. He wants to wake up early, study, exercise, and learn new skills. But every night his friends call him and say, "Come waste time with us. Skip your work today. You are changing too much. Relax. Enjoy life." Now he has two choices. He can say yes and stay comfortable, or he can say no and protect his future. Most people choose comfort because they fear rejection. They fear looking different. But successful people understand something powerful. Temporary discomfort creates long-term success. Sometimes you must disappoint people to avoid disappointing yourself. That is real maturity. Many people destroy their dreams because they cannot say no. They say yes to everyone except themselves. And after years pass, they feel regret. They realize they spent too much time trying to fit in instead of building their own life. Do not let that happen to you. Another important thing is this. Saying no does not mean you hate people. It means you respect yourself. You respect your time, your energy, your future, your mental peace. For example, if someone constantly brings negativity into your life, you have the right to step away. If certain habits are damaging your mind, you have the right to stop them. If people pressure you to become someone you are not, you have the right to refuse. This is called self-respect. And self-respect is one of the strongest forms of power. Many people today are mentally exhausted because they say yes to too many things. Yes to drama. Yes to distraction. Yes to people who use them. Yes to situations that steal their peace. Then they wonder why they feel tired all the time. The answer is simple. They never learn to protect their boundaries. Boundaries are important. Without boundaries, people will control your life. Some people will waste your time. Some will waste your energy. Some will waste your emotions. And if you are not careful, you will slowly lose yourself trying to make everybody happy. But here is the truth. You are not responsible for pleasing everyone. You are responsible for protecting your future and your peace. This does not mean becoming cold or rude. It means becoming wise. Wise people know when to speak, when to stay silent, when to help, and when to walk away. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is quietly say, "No, this does not match my values anymore." That sentence can save you from years of pain. Another powerful thing about saying no is this: it builds discipline. Discipline is not only about waking up early or working hard. Real discipline means controlling your choices. It means saying no to short-term pleasure for long-term growth. For example, saying no to laziness builds success. Saying no to negative thinking builds peace. Saying no to distractions builds focus. Saying no to toxic habits builds a stronger future. Every strong life is built through difficult choices, and many of those choices begin with the word no. At first, people may not understand your boundaries. Some may become angry. Some may call you selfish. But remember this carefully. People often become uncomfortable when you stop allowing them to control your energy. Do not feel guilty for protecting yourself. You are not here to destroy your future just to keep everyone comfortable. You are here to grow. You are here to become better. And growth requires courage. Another important truth is this: when you say no to the wrong things, you create space for the right things. Space for better habits. Space for learning. Space for peace. Space for self-respect. Space for success. Your future depends on what you allow into your life daily. So choose carefully. Not every invitation deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Not every crowd deserves your presence. Strong people understand this deeply. That is why they move differently. They do not follow pressure. They follow principles. And remember, sometimes people will leave your life because you stopped saying yes to everything. Let them go. Anyone who truly respects you will also respect your boundaries. At the end of the day, your life is your responsibility. Nobody else will live with the consequences of your choices. So protect your mind. Protect your peace. Protect your future. And never be afraid to say no when your values, dreams, and self-respect are at risk. Lesson 4. Being different is not weakness. Many people are afraid to be different. They hide their real personality. They hide their dreams. They hide their opinions. Why? Because they fear judgment. They fear people laughing at them. They fear rejection. They fear standing alone. So instead of becoming themselves, they become copies of everyone else. But listen carefully. Being different is not weakness. In fact, being different is often the beginning of greatness. Every successful person in history was different in some way. They thought differently. They acted differently. They believed differently. And because they were different, the world noticed them. But before the world respected them, the world usually misunderstood them first. This is something you must understand deeply. People often criticize what they do not understand. If you start improving yourself while others waste time, people may laugh. If you become disciplined while others stay lazy, people may call you boring. If you protect your peace while others enjoy drama, people may think you changed. But changing for the better is not a bad thing. Growth always makes weak-minded people uncomfortable. Because your discipline reminds them of their excuses. Your focus reminds them of their distractions. Your courage reminds them of their fear. That is why not everyone will support your transformation. And that is okay. You were not born to copy everyone around you. You were born to discover your own path. Imagine a lion walking among sheep. The sheep move together out of fear. They follow each other without thinking. But the lion walks with confidence. Not because the lion is louder, not because the lion wants attention, but because the lion knows its strength. Strong people are like that. They do not need to follow every trend to feel important. They stay true to themselves. Many people today are exhausted because they are constantly pretending to fit in, pretending to be happy, pretending to like things they actually dislike. Slowly, this destroys confidence. Because deep inside, they know they are not being real. Real confidence comes when you stop pretending, when you accept yourself fully, your personality, your dreams, your values, your journey. That is true freedom. Another important truth is this: different people create change. If everyone thought the same way, nothing new would ever happen. New ideas come from people who dare to think differently. Big success often starts with unpopular decisions. For example, imagine a young girl living in a place where nobody cares about education. Most people around her believe dreams are impossible. But inside her heart, she wants more from life. She wants to learn. She wants to grow. She wants to become successful. Now imagine if she gives up simply because the crowd laughs at her. Her future disappears before it even begins. But if she stays loyal to herself, her life can completely change. This is why courage matters. Sometimes your future depends on your ability to stay different. And remember this carefully. Just because many people are doing something does not mean it is right. Many people waste years following the crowd. They copy lifestyles that do not make them happy. They chase attention instead of purpose. And later in life, they feel empty. Why? Because they never truly became themselves. Do not make the same mistake. You do not need to become like everyone else to be valuable. Your uniqueness is your power. Your different mindset may become your greatest strength one day. Another thing you must understand is this: being different can feel lonely at first. When you stop following the crowd, fewer people may understand you. Some friendships may change. Some people may distance themselves. This can hurt emotionally. But loneliness during growth is better than losing yourself for acceptance. Never trade your identity for temporary approval. Temporary approval fades quickly. But losing yourself can damage your confidence for years. Strong people are willing to walk alone if necessary. Not because they hate people, but because they refuse to betray their values. That is real inner strength. And listen carefully. You do not need to explain your growth to everyone. Some people will never understand your vision. That is okay. A seed looks small and weak before it becomes a giant tree. Growth is often invisible in the beginning, so continue growing quietly. Continue improving quietly. You do not need permission from the crowd to become better. Another powerful truth is this: people often respect confidence later. At first, they may judge you. Later, they admire you. This happens all the time. When people see someone standing firmly with discipline, self-respect, and courage, they eventually notice that strength. Because true confidence is rare today. Most people only feel confident when others agree with them. But real confidence means staying true to yourself even when people disagree. That is powerful. Do not become smaller just to make insecure people comfortable. Do not hide your dreams because others think small. Do not lower your standards because others lack discipline. Stay true to your path. Your future is more important than temporary opinions. And remember something very important. The goal of life is not to fit into every crowd. The goal is to become the best version of yourself. Some people will understand you, some will not. Some will support you, some will doubt you. But none of that should stop your growth. At the end of the day, you must live with your own choices. So choose courage over fear. Choose authenticity over pretending. Choose values over popularity. And never forget, being different is not weakness. Sometimes it is the first sign that you are becoming someone truly powerful. Lesson 5. Your values build your character. Many people spend their whole life trying to look successful. They want expensive clothes. They want attention. They want status. They want people to admire them. But very few people focus on something much more important: character. And the truth is, character is more valuable than popularity, because popularity can disappear in one day. Money can come and go. Looks can change with time. Fame can fade away. But character stays with you forever. Your character is built from your values, the way you think, the way you treat people, the choices you make when nobody is watching. That is your real identity. Not your social media profile, not your expensive things, not the image you show the world. Your real character is who you are in silence. For example, a person may speak kindly in public but act badly in private. Another person may stay honest even when lying would make life easier. Who is stronger? Of course, the honest person, because character is tested during difficult moments. Anyone can act good when life is easy, but your true values appear when life becomes hard. When you are angry, when you are tired, when nobody is watching, when you have the chance to cheat, when you feel pressure. That is when character becomes visible. Strong character is not built in comfort. It is built through decisions. Small daily decisions. Every time you choose honesty over lies, your character becomes stronger. Every time you choose discipline over laziness, your character becomes stronger. Every time you choose patience over anger, your character becomes stronger. Little by little, your values shape the person you become. Imagine building a house. Every brick matters. If the foundation is weak, the house will eventually collapse. The same thing happens in life. Without strong values, success becomes dangerous. Many people become successful outside but broken inside. They have money but no peace, attention but no happiness, popularity but no self-respect. Why? Because success without character creates emptiness. That is why values matter so much. Values protect you from becoming lost. They guide your decisions during confusion. For example, imagine two businessmen. The first man lies, cheats, and hurts people just to make money. The second man stays honest, respectful, and fair even during difficult times. Maybe the first man becomes rich faster, but inside, he feels fear and stress all the time. The second man may grow slowly, but he sleeps peacefully at night. Why? Because peace comes from character, not from money. A clean heart creates a peaceful life. This is something many people realize too late. They spend years chasing success but ignore their values. And later they feel empty. Do not make that mistake. Protect your character more than your image, because image can fool people temporarily. But character reveals the truth eventually. Another important truth is this: people may forget your words, but they will remember your character. They will remember how you treated them, how honest you were, how respectful you were. how calm you stayed during difficult moments. Character leaves a lasting impact. This is why truly strong people do not focus only on achievements. They also focus on becoming better human beings. Because becoming successful without becoming a good person is not real success. Another thing you must understand is this: bad environments can slowly damage character. If you stay around negativity all the time, your mindset can become negative. If you stay around dishonest people, lying may start feeling normal. If you stay around lazy people, discipline may start feeling difficult. That is why protecting your environment is important. The people around you influence your values. Choose wisely. Spend time with people who inspire growth, honesty, peace, and discipline. Because character grows through influence and repetition. And remember, character is not built in one day. It takes time. Every day is a test. Some days you will fail. Some days you will make mistakes. That is normal. Nobody is perfect. The important thing is to keep improving. Keep choosing better habits, better thoughts, better actions. Little by little, your character becomes stronger. Another powerful thing about strong values is this: they make you stable during hard times. People without values break easily. When problems come, they panic. When pressure comes, they quit. When temptation comes, they lose control. But people with strong character remain calm, because their strength comes from inside, not from attention, not from approval, not from temporary success. Inner strength is much more powerful than outside appearance. For example, a disciplined person continues working even without motivation. An honest person stays truthful even when lying feels easier. A respectful person stays calm even when others become rude. That is real power. Anyone can act strong for a short time. But character creates lasting strength. And listen carefully. The world may not always reward good character immediately. Sometimes dishonest people succeed faster. Sometimes rude people get attention. Sometimes fake people become popular. Do not let this confuse you. Life is long, and eventually, character always matters. Trust takes years to build, but seconds to destroy. Respect is earned slowly through actions. Peace comes from living according to your values. That is why strong people never sell their character for temporary gain. No amount of money is worth losing yourself. No popularity is worth becoming fake. No success is worth destroying your peace. At the end of life, people will not only remember what you achieved, they will remember the kind of person you were. So build a character that makes you proud. Stay honest. Stay disciplined. Stay kind. Stay patient. Stay respectful. Even when the world becomes selfish. Because your values build your character. And your character builds your future. Lesson 6. Stand alone. If necessary. One of the hardest things in life is standing alone. Many people stay with the crowd because they fear loneliness. They fear being different. They fear rejection. They fear judgment. So they follow others even when they know the path is wrong. But listen carefully. You cannot grow if you are always afraid to leave unhealthy environments. Sometimes growth requires distance. Sometimes becoming stronger means walking alone for a while. For example, imagine a person who wants to improve his life. He starts waking up early. He starts learning new skills. He starts protecting his peace and focusing on his future. But suddenly, people around him begin laughing. They say, "You changed. Why are you taking life so seriously? Relax and enjoy life." This happens because growth makes weak-minded people uncomfortable. Not everyone will support your transformation. And that is okay. You do not need permission to become better. Strong people understand something powerful. Temporary loneliness is better than lifelong regret. Many successful people walked alone before the world noticed them. People only see success later. They do not see the silent struggles and sacrifices. Another important truth is this: not everyone who leaves your life is a loss. Some people only support the old version of you. But when you become disciplined, focused, and serious about your future, they become uncomfortable. Do not chase them. Protect your peace and continue growing. Standing alone also teaches self-belief. When nobody motivates you, you learn discipline. When nobody believes in you, you learn confidence. And these lessons make you mentally strong. Remember this carefully. You do not have to follow the crowd to feel valuable. Stay true to your values even when the journey feels lonely. Because sometimes the road that feels lonely is actually the road leading to your best future. Lesson 7. Respect yourself more than the crowd. Many people lose themselves because they want everyone to like them. They change their personality. They hide their real thoughts. They follow the crowd even when they feel unhappy inside. Why? Because they fear rejection. But listen carefully. If you always live for other people's approval, you will never feel true peace. This is why self-respect is so important. Self-respect means staying true to your values even when people disagree with you. It means protecting your peace, your mindset, and your future. Strong people understand something powerful. The crowd changes every day, but you must live with yourself forever. That is why your own respect matters more than public approval. Many people today are emotionally controlled by opinions. One negative comment destroys their confidence. One rejection makes them feel worthless. But confident people are different. They listen to advice, but they do not let every opinion control their life. They know who they are. And because of that, they stay calm even during criticism. For example, imagine a young boy who wants to improve his life. He wants to study, build discipline, and protect his future. But his friends laugh at him. They say, "You changed. You are boring. Why are you trying so hard?" Now he has two choices. He can follow the crowd and stay average, or he can respect himself enough to continue growing. Strong people choose growth because they understand that temporary approval is not worth losing their future. Another important thing is this: self-respect means creating boundaries. Not every argument deserves your energy. Not every person deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your reaction. Wise people protect their peace. They stop chasing validation from everyone. And slowly, they become mentally stronger. Remember this carefully. You do not need everyone to understand your journey. Some people will support you. Some people will doubt you. That is life. But never betray your values just to fit into the crowd. At the end of the day, real confidence comes from knowing, I stayed true to myself. And that is one of the greatest victories in life. Stand with your values even when the crowd walks in another direction. Stay honest. Stay disciplined. Stay true to yourself. Because real strength is not following everyone else. Real strength is having the courage to become who you truly are. If this video helped you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful and life-changing videos. See you in the next video.